over here. Then we need to click on next step, which system will take us from general data to the development package data. So in the development package data, what happens here is, in this particular screen, whether you want to transport this particular project from one SAP landscape server to another SAP landscape server, then you need to enter the package name here. If you are not transferring your project from one SAP landscape server to another SAP landscape server, then select it as a local package. If you select it as a local package, the project is only limited to this particular server. We cannot transport it to the next server. Okay, just like a transport request. Suppose if we do any set of configurations and we want to transport it from one development client to quality to production, that's what we do, right? If we give the transport request number, if we save the configuration related stuff as a local, then that configuration will only be available in that particular client if we select it as a local. So same concept here, local package. Here you can see the description, the details they have given here. In this step, you specify a development package. If you are not sure about what is the development package, you need to connect with your administrator who can create the package and give it to you. Okay, it isn't possible to change the development package after you have created the project. Please note this point. Once after creating the project, thinking that you can come back again later and you can assign the package, that is not possible. Once you create the package, once you create the project, you cannot change the package. Okay, note that if you use a local development package, in case currently we are using the local development package, you cannot transport the project to any another system, any another client. It will stay in this particular client only. You cannot transport the project from one client to another client if you select this local package. In our case, we will be selecting it as a local package, since we are not transferring any project from this client to any another client. So I'll select it as a local package. Click on step 3. Now we are into the migration objects. See, whatever steps we are performing here, I have recorded each and every step here. Okay, so we are into this particular step now, where we are in the migration objects. Now here we will be able to see, system will give us option for different migration object, which object you want to migrate. Suppose, let's say, sorry, here, third step, right? Migration object. Now you can scroll down here. I'll maximize this. You can simply scroll down like this, and you can search for what object you want to do the migration activity. Okay, you can search like this, or you can search it directly over here. In my case, I want to do the migration activity for my equipment master object. So I'll search it here. Equipment, click enter. Now system will bring what are the objects that are related to the equipment entirely. I want to migrate or upload the data related to equipment master. If you want to upload the data related to equipment master bill of materials, then you can go with this, or equipment task list, you can go with this. In my case, I'll be doing the activity for equipment master data object. So select it and click on this arrow mark, so that what object we want to migrate, that objects will get added to my project. So my project name, if you see, we are still creating a new project, right? Create new project. So those number of objects will get added to my new project. So in my project, only equipment I want to migrate. Equipment data I want to migrate from legacy system, which is non-SAP system, to this SAP S/4HANA system. So click on here. We can see that equipment object got added to my project now. Selected migration objects. Available migration objects. Out of the available migration object, which migration object we have selected, those will be available in our project. So once after doing this activity, now you can click on preview to check. So click on preview. System will give you one more pop-up and it will tell us that procedure objects exist for this selection. Suppose I'll just click on cancel here. Okay, you can see there are 7 other objects associated with this particular equipment object. What are those objects? If you want to see, just click on this. System will bring these are the other objects which are linked to this particular object. Now I don't want to migrate any other data related to other objects here, procedure objects. Okay, how I want to deselect it. So click on preview. System will give us a pop-up and it will give us the information that procedure object exists for this selection. Do you want to add those procedure objects? It is not mandatory. If you want, you can add those objects to this equipment master main object. If you don't want, you can deselect it. How to deselect it? Simply click on this option, select objects. Okay, now here system has given an option to deselect the objects which are not required during the migration. Now in my case, I don't want this. I don't want batch unit. I don't want cost center, fixed asset, and I don't want WBS element. Even work center, if you want, you can keep it, or if you don't want, you can just remove it. So for my case, I wanted to remove everything just to show how it looks like. I'll try to keep one of the object function location, which is associated with my equipment, and then click on add. Okay, now click on add. Once you click on add, what happens here is, this is what we did. We added. This is the equipment which got added to select migration object. The next thing is, in this case, I have added this particular screenshot where we can select the required objects which are associated with our main object. Deselect if it is not required. That is what we did now, and then we are going to add it. Once we add it, what happens? Click on add. You can see that migration objects which we have not selected, right? Those have been removed. Okay, those have been removed, and this is my project name. This is the name of my project, and this is the mass transfer ID which system has given to us. This is the database connection which I'm using, local database connection. Okay, and I'm migrating the data using this approach. Using staging table approach, I'm migrating my data. If you still want to edit it, you can go here and you can edit these details here as well. Okay, and then click on create project. Once we click on create project, now everything is done. Okay, we cannot change this package, all those things, because the project has been created now. Okay, so this is our project which we have created just now, and we can see the status of the project. It is not started. Okay, it is still not started. If you want to see more details about this, again go here and click on this arrow mark here. System will take us inside that particular project. In this project, what we did, we added equipment and function location. If you remember, right? Out of multiple objects, we selected only the function location here. Like this. Out of these many, we selected only function location, and this is how the screen looks like. Depending on what preceded associated objects with your main object, if you select those preceded objects, those you will be able to see under our project, one after the other. In our case, I have selected only function location along with the equipment. And every step we can see here. First is data, then mapping task, simulation, and finally we are going to migrate the data. And at present, nothing has been started. Everything we can see, everything 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Instances, whether they are successful, whether they have been failed, whether they have encountered any errors in each of these stages, it is completely zero. It is completely zero because we have not yet started our migration activity. Okay, that is what I have also recorded here. Okay, project got created. If you want to see what has been included inside project, we can see the number of objects associated with our main object. Okay, now the next step is first step is over. This is what the first step, where it is here. Project creation. We are done with the project creation. Now the next step is the actual data migration activity starts. Okay, so let me go back here. Data migration activity starts now. Now I want to do the data migration for my object called equipment master. So for that, system will provide us the template. In which template we have to upload the data to our SAP S/4HANA system. So how to download that template? Our next step, what we will be doing is we will be downloading the template. Okay, we'll be downloading the template. So simply click on this. Here, whatever steps we discussed just now, data, mapping task, simulation, migration, every steps are over here. If you see here, all the steps are over here. First thing what we have to do, first we have to download the template. In this template only, we have to upload the data. We cannot upload the data depending on the template what we prepared. That is not possible. System will provide one template. According to that template, we have to fill the data in the template and we have to upload the data into the system. Okay, we have to upload the data into the system. Okay, now I will download the template. Either you can download template in XML format or you can download the template in CSV file format. Okay, now what I will do, I'll download the template in CSV file format. Once I click on download the template, in the backend system will download those templates along with some instructions how we need to fill the data into those templates. What fields are mandatory? What should be the format of data we should follow while filling that template? All those details will be given in the instruction sheet. We have to follow that. If we do not follow those instructions, then system will start throwing an error when we try to upload that template to load the data. Okay, so now our source file got created, downloaded. This is my source file. If I go inside this source file, now system has given 3 Excel sheets here. One is for equipment data which we are going to fill. One is for partner data file which we need to fill the partner data. And the third file is if we want to fill the equipment descriptions, long text of those equipment, then we can fill it in this particular sheet. Now we need to maintain the data in 3 different sheets which are related to the equipment. This is given by the standard SAP only. Okay, we should not alter any of these things. Whatever the template is there, whatever fields are mandatory in which format, we have to maintain in that particular format only. Now how to understand in which format I have to fill, okay, what fields are mandatory, how to understand that? For that, they also have given one instruction sheet, read me. You can see this, right? Read me. Now I'll show you this instruction sheet as well. Okay, here it is. If I double click on this instruction sheet, now we will be able to see all the instructions which are maintained. Okay, so I'll go here. Here you can see the instruction sheet for our object, equipment object, standard scope. Okay, come here, come down, we'll be able to see the contents. Okay, I'll straightforward go to the point. Okay, so instead of reading all these things, I'll just maximize it. Okay, here system they have given there are 3 set of files. Okay, there are 3 set of files, and out of which total fields are 67 fields, and out of the 67 fields, they are saying that 3 are mandatory fields in this particular file, and 3 are mandatory fields in this particular file out of 7 fields, and 2 are mandatory fields out of 4 fields in this particular sheet. Okay, they have given this instructions here. Now, the next important thing what we need to follow here is character coding. How the format should be. Date format. How the date format should be. It should follow this format only: year, month, and date. If we try to maintain the date format as date, month, year, or month, date, year, system will definitely throw an error. Okay. If there are some fields which represent time in our loading template, then the format should be maintained in this format: hours, minutes, and seconds. Decimal notation. Okay. In this way, they have given all the instructions, the format, how it should be maintained, all those things. Okay. And even you can see the header, the header of each file. The first row in each of these files is a header row. Nothing but the field, the name of the fields, what each field represents, whether it's an equipment number, whether it's a date, whether it's a plant, planning plant, maintenance plant, what that particular row indicates, the first row of the header in each file represents the header file. So we will see that, we'll get more clear understanding on that. Okay, so that is what they have mentioned here. Now come down, and now from here we will be able to see some more instructions. Wherever they have maintained the asterisk, okay, against which field they maintain the asterisk, it is a mandatory field. Along with asterisk, if they maintain it as a K with asterisk, then it is a key field. That particular field is a key field, and it is also a mandatory field. Okay, now we will go to that file here. So for our example, I have already prepared some data into the template which we have downloaded just now. I'll go into the file. Okay, now here we can see the files. The first row, what they mentioned, right? The first row, this is nothing but the header. Okay, this is nothing but the header. That is what they try to tell us here. Here, the first row is a header row. Header row means what field it is. Okay, here, this is equipment type. This is number range. This is a day. This is a equipment text. This particular column represents the equipment text, which is indicated by this particular. In this row, this is the particular cell which indicates that this particular column represents the equipment text. In this way, in equipment master, we have n number of fields. We have hundreds of fields. Whichever fields are required, for those fields we can fill the data. One point is the mandatory fields. What they said, those fields should be filled. Okay, that is mandatory. Without those fields, system will throw an error. Okay, now that's what in the next sheet they are trying to tell. Okay, the asterisk mark against whichever field they have maintained it as an asterisk, that field is mandatory. Along with asterisk mark, if they maintain it as a key, then that particular field is a key field for that particular sheet. Okay, we can see if we go here, the example, the first column, what we can say, see here is equipment number. It is a key field. Key means it is a key field. Along with that, it is also a mandatory field which needs to be filled in the template. Without this, system will not accept and it will throw an error. It will not proceed further. Similarly, here this is not a key field. This particular field, equipment type, what kind of equipment it is? This is an equipment category. Whether it's the machines, whether it's the production resource tool, whether it's the fleet equipment, what kind of equipment it is. So we have to define it here. Okay, so it is not a key field. It is just a mandatory field. The only key field in this particular field is the legacy equipment number. Legacy equipment number. Legacy equipment number means from which system we are trying to migrate the data. In that system, what is the name of the equipment they have maintained? That is called as a legacy equipment number. Okay, now here, in our case, what we are doing, okay, legacy equipment. So we are trying to migrate the data from legacy system to our SAP S4HANA system. Legacy system to SAP S4HANA system, we are migrating the data. In legacy system, what is the name of that equipment? Name of equipment, what they have maintained. They might have maintained some XYZ or some other name, depending on the business requirement. They might have maintained some specific names in the legacy system, which is non-SAP system or maybe SAP system also. Now from this system, we are trying to migrate to our SAP S4HANA system. We are telling to the system that in legacy system, they have maintained this particular name for each equipment. Where we are going to define that legacy equipment name, we are going to define in this particular field. Okay, EQUNR, the first column in this sheet represents the legacy equipment number. Now, how did I identify that it is a legacy equipment number only? How did I identify? That instruction is also given in this particular file. If I go down, now from the next sheet onwards, all the fields will start. Here you can see. In S_EQUI file, we are into S_EQUI file. Okay, the first field is EQUNR and it is a key field. And here the description, what exactly does this field represent? It represents the legacy equipment number. From here only I identified it. Even I was also not knowing when I saw this sheet at the initial point of time. Nobody will come to know what these fields represent, whether they are legacy fields, whether they are SAP S4HANA fields. That will come to know through this instruction sheet only. So the first field is a legacy equipment number, what I have maintained. And it is a mandatory field. We can see that whatever fields are mandatory, they are given with this tick mark. It's a mandatory field. It is a text field. It is of a 80 character length. You can maintain up to 80 character length. In our case, we maintain only this particular name. Okay, and here you can also read the comments of each and every field over here. What that particular field represents, everything, all the comment has been given in this particular sheet against those respective fields. Okay, going further, the next field is a number range field, and it is not mandatory. Here you can see that if you want system to assign the number to your equipment internally, then we need to mark it as a X. Whatever next number that is available internally, okay, from the number range, system will pick that number and it will assign to our equipment. So that number represents the SAP S4HANA number for our equipment. If you are maintaining, or if the business requirement is such that they want to give the number externally, in that case, a separate number range would be created in the configuration for external use purpose. So if the external number range is used, then we need to keep this field as a blank. So system will understand that external number range is being assigned to these particular number of entries. Okay, in this way, what is required, we need to read this instruction sheet carefully, each field by field. It is very important. This is the build, what we are doing, how the data has to be migrated, what fields are required, how data has to be maintained, in which format. So everything we have to read field by field, and then we have to maintain the data in the template. Okay, the mistakes should not be done here because we are loading the data into the system. Of course, we are doing this activity from the development system quality and then production in this way only. But the quality of data which is being loaded, right, that quality should be very, very precious. I mean, very, very specific, and it should be at a top-notch quality. There should not be any errors. Okay, of course, for that purpose, to reduce the number of errors, our data migration, we will start doing it from the development. Once after all the data is perfectly fine, if no changes are required, then we will do the quality and then into the production. In this way, we will follow the procedure. Okay, so we need to read each field by field. In our case, what I did, I have filled the, of course, we have to fill the mandatory fields. We have to maintain the data in the mandatory fields, which I did. In this file, only 3 fields are mandatory. Apart from that, I try to maintain some other fields also here. Okay, if I want, we can maintain rest of the fields also. But for our testing purpose, I maintain few other fields. This is the manufacturer field. This is the country, in which country the equipment got manufactured. What is the model number? What is the manufacturer construction year? In which month it got constructed? What is the manufacturer part number? What is the serial number? So in this way, I try to maintain few other fields along with the mandatory fields. Okay, now if I scroll down, I also try to maintain the maintenance planning plan. Okay, and maintenance plan. I try to maintain the maintenance plan along with those fields as well. If you want any other field, we can maintain the details here, but other fields are not mandatory apart from these 3 fields here. Column A, column C, and column D. Only these 3 fields are mandatory. In this way, I have maintained this particular sheet, and this data I want to upload. Before uploading, you also have to maintain the data in 2 other sheets as well. So the second sheet is, if I go to the second sheet, in the second sheet, system is asking us to maintain the data for those equipments, what we are doing, right? So again, the first column, the first row is the header data, okay? And the first column is the legacy equipment name or number. This is the language, in which language we are trying to load the data, and this is the short description of each equipment. And along with the short description, if you also have a long description, more detailed description of each equipment, we can maintain it over here, and system will load that data into the system, into SAP S4HANA system. Okay, this is the second sheet. Now in the third sheet, what we have to maintain, it is a partner details. Okay, we have maintained the partner details. So again, as usual, the first row is the header row, fields. Okay, and here I have maintained, this is the legacy equipment number, and this is the partner data. So partner data, which department is responsible for each equipment. In our example, I just maintained one partner data here. So if you want to understand what is this partner data, so what I will do, I will show this in the SAP directly. Okay, I'll try to show this in the SAP for a quick understanding. I'll log in into our S4HANA system. I'll go to one of the equipment, IE02 or IE03. That means that if any equipment is yes, I'll try to access this equipment and show where the partner details are written. Now, I am trying to load the data with the description, with the manufacturer, model number, part number, serial number, right? And if you go to the location tab, I have given the maintenance plant as 1710, right? And here the planning plant I have given as 1710 again. And if you go here, if you go to the warranty, and here we have the partner. Okay, we have the partner here. I'm into the display mode, right? We will not be able to see the partner in display mode. I'll go to the change mode. I'll go to the warranty, and here there are multiple different partners are there. In my example, we have maintained the partner as VU, user responsible. Who is the user responsible for that particular equipment? That details we have maintained here. Suppose if I come back to our sheet again, here we can see this is the partner responsible we maintain, and this is the position number. Okay, the position number we have tried to give it over here. So suppose let's say I'll give it as 03, 04, 05, 06, and I'm going to see it. Okay, let us see that. Now we have prepared the data in our template, right? We have prepared the data in all the three templates which are given by our project. Okay, and we have also seen the instruction sheet, readme sheet, how to maintain the data, all those stuff, right? Suppose let's say if I go to this equipment here, I'll try to, okay, that is fine, not a problem, not an issue. If you maintain any data here in a wrong format, then system will definitely throw an error. Suppose let's say I try to maintain the data in a wrong format for this particular equipment. So what I will maintain, I'll maintain the date, I'll try to maintain the month and 2024. This is the date format what I'm trying to maintain for one of my equipment I'm trying to see. Let me see if it is getting saved in this Excel sheet or no. I was facing some issue with the Excel sheet earlier, so let me see it. So we have just saved it. I'll go into this particular, not this one, come back. Yeah, this here, go here. Yes, it got saved, not an issue. Now we will see how system will throw an error and how we need to see that particular error and how to cut that error. Okay, so we have maintained all this data into the sheet, and our next is save, not an issue, save. This one, cancel. Okay, now I have maintained all the required details here in this particular template, and we have to load this template. That is what we are going to do in our next step. Okay, we have downloaded the template, we maintain the data in the template, and our next step is to upload the data, upload the files. Okay, so we will go back to our 3D application, and now we will upload the file. This is the next step what we are going to perform. So now we are into the upload file. Here we can see the data, the tables. The first step is over now. Now we are going to upload. You can see there are 3 tables. If you want to see the details of those tables also, just click on this. Still it is not completed. It shows that we have started. It is under progress now. And here we can see these are the 3 tables which will get updated when we upload the data. So this table, equipment related table, will get updated when we upload the sheet related to equipment. This is the table which is related to the partners, and this is the table which is related to the long text and short text. They will get updated in the backend. Okay, now come back. So the first step we have already started. It is in progress, and now we have to upload the file. So just simply click on upload file here. System will take us to the screen where we can upload our files which we have prepared just now. Okay, now to upload the file, first what we have to do, we have to create the folder. In that folder, we have to upload our files. Okay, same thing I have also maintained here in the presentation. Okay, so create a folder first, give the name for the folder, and then upload all our files into that particular folder. Okay, so let's go back here, create a folder first, and give the name for the folder. Of course, you can give any name over here. So I'll try to give the name as EQUIP, okay, underscore master, equipment master, and then click on create and open. Now system will take inside that folder where we can upload our files. At present, if you see against these particular objects, we still have not uploaded any files, right? You can see the status is still file is missing, no file provided, right? Nothing has been uploaded yet. Now I'm going to upload it. So how to upload it? Click on this button upload and select the files which we have prepared just now. We can select all 3 together once or one by one also. Anything would be fine, and click on open. Now files are getting uploaded. You can see here, scroll down. If you see here, all the files got uploaded and they have been mapped against each of this object, right? We can see the status now, they have been mapped. We are good with this. So we are done with the upload part. Now again, click back. For every stage, we can see the status where we are at present where we are. Suppose let's say if I select this, go to monitoring, we can see every step over here. What we did, all those things. See, first we started our project creation, it is completed. This is the name of our project. Then we started copy migration object to project, prepare, right? So here if you see, these are the various steps which we have completed, and currently we can see that. So if you see here, these are the different object names. Okay, so what object we have selected in our creation, project creation. At the time of project creation, we selected equipment. Of course, equipment was the default. Along with that, we also selected the function location. But at this point of time, we are not doing any activity related to function location. No need to worry on that particular part. Even you can filter the things which are only required for us by using the options from these filtering options. So if you want to select all activities, or only if you want to select simulated data, migrated data, all those things. Now let all the activities be there. Status, if you want, we can also need to click on this. Okay, or you can select, and still we have other parameters. The system will bring this button object and project. Upload files, right? Upload files. Again, I'll go inside this. That is fine. I'll come out of the upload files here. And here, this is the folder what we have created, and inside this folder we have our template files. Okay, inside this folder. Next thing after this, what we will do is I'll come out of this. Okay, now select this particular folder. In this folder, our templates are available, and now what we will do, we will go to the actions and we will validate the data. Okay, right? We need to validate that data, whether the data, the format, whether all the fields, mandatory fields are maintained or no. System will validate all those things. Now, as for the instruction sheet, what we did, we loaded the template, and we did not follow one of the format. Date format, we intentionally maintained it in a different format, wrong format. Now, for that, we have to validate the data, whether all the data, whatever we have maintained in our loading template, it is correct or no. This is a mandatory step. We have to validate it, then we have to proceed further. Now I'm going to validate it. As of now, you can see the status. Files exist for the mandatory data structure. That means whatever files which are required, we have updated it, we have uploaded it, everything without any miss. That thing we have done it. Now we are going to validate the data, select this particular folder, click on validate data, and now in the backend system will start validating the data, and it will give us the status over here. Now you can see validation. If it encounters any validation got failed. Why? Because of what reason the validation got failed here? We can click on the show messages. System will show all the messages over here. Because of which reason the validation has been failed. Here we can see very clearly that in this particular file, yes underscore EQUI file, cannot convert this data type of value 11/11/2024 to data type date. Okay, and it is also telling in which column this particular format field name. It is the error message what we In this way, we can see what is the error message and fine. Now we will go complete and we will do the tools. We have to repeat these steps. Here I'll go back complete, which is with the correct format. Now again I'll go back to our template here. I'll go back to our template. The error is in this particular file, s_eqy. I'm opening that particular file and it is showing that DABAB is the field where the error exists. Okay, I need to follow the format, correct format. Now I'll replace this wrong value with the correct format and I'm going to save it and again I'm going to upload it. Okay, we are good here. I'm going to save it and I'm going to upload it now. Okay, now we'll go back and we'll try to upload it again. So here, what I will do, I'll simply delete this. So select here. This is the file, right, where the issue actually exists. Now I'm going to delete it. Okay, I'm going to delete it and again I'm going to re-upload the file with the correct data what we have saw and what we have corrected it just now. Okay, now I'll go back. I'll click on upload. We are into the inside the folder only. Now this is the file where we have corrected our format as per the issue. Click on open. And here once the file is uploaded, we'll be able to see that the file is uploaded and it has been mapped. We get that message over here. Yes. Now we can see the new file got uploaded with the correct and select this. So the data is validated. This nothing is happening. Take in the data. I'm going to delete the files with the files. Okay. Now you can see the status over here that is successful. The validation completes. These are all information message. We can do the next step. Okay. That is what in our PPT also it has been mentioned. Okay. What we have faced. Got it here. Now, right. The next step is. So how to transfer the data to staging table? File exists. Go to actions and then to the meaning of it. Whatever data that is available in our Excel sheet, intermediate tables, our database table, they are just will go and sit there temporarily. Whenever the next set from staging get punched into the, will get punched into the data. Oh, currently we are step what we are going to put all the data from schedule. Once we encounter the transfer to this, storing the data. Now from the database and with this step, now we are done. Copy database tables from this mapping database. Prepare nothing but PPT. So here we prepare with the data prepare it. Now our data is to upload mandate stage mandatory tables. All to prepare. SAP S4. So first activity or from here also we can do this activity prepare. With the same pop-up, we prepare before they are. Now click on this first in the backend. What is how it has been started? I want to see all those things here. We will get status every step. It takes let's wait for that. Everything or every step we'll be able to see message. Everything we'll be able to see informational message by which user and at what time we can see it here. Happens. Okay, task or so click on P. They now if that simply click on this arrow mark here against each task. It will take us inside this particular task and from here select the task and click on confirm. The first task will be confirmed. Okay, and what is so for a couple of entries we maintain the manufacturing country as US. For a couple of countries we maintain the manufacturing country as India. If you want to make any changes, you still have and system is asking all and click on confirm the number of the first entry be confirmed. Once I complete confirmation all the number of entries under this individual task, then it's a confirmed. All the number of entries and now you can do and after still yet all the tasks at one single shot. Okay, I came out completely right. I need to go into mapping tasks again. Okay, so first task is completed. I'll deselect the first task and rest of the task I'll complete it at one single shot. Select all those. If you are sure about all the entries in individual tasks, you can simply go ahead and you can confirm it. Okay, now we can see that we got on message, right? I forgot to read that message. To be confirmed yet. There are any issues or errors? Let us see it and correct it. Yeah, second task is already. I forgot to read that message which we got at the bottom. Okay, now refresh display. Yes, all other tasks got confirmed except one task which needs to be confirmed. Again, I'll refresh it. It still seems to be not confirmed. I'll go inside this and check what is the issue, why it is not confirmed. Go inside this, why it is not confirmed, we will check it out. Here it is showing the target value as 2 and 1. This is nothing but the month of construction. So I have maintained it as 2 and 1. Okay, so probably it is not getting confirmed because we maintain only single digit. The format is it should be two digits. Second month and first month, right? 0201. Now I will try to confirm it and let us see whether it will be confirmed or not. Click on confirm. Yes, now it is confirmed. The issue, what was happening is earlier it did not confirm because we maintain only single digit here. Second month and first month. Actually it has to be maintained with, if it is second month 02, it is first month 01, if it is fifth month 05, it has to be maintained with 2 digits. That is why it was not getting confirmed earlier. Now everything is done. Our mapping task has been done, confirmation has been done, we are good with the status. Okay, all things are confirmed here with 0 and next step what will be done. Did also mapping now. Okay, so from here anything would be fine. All instances during simulation. I'll select this object. Okay, simulation date completed. Now it has, so now we can simulation active. So there was get send 2 informational messages and with 0 messages. We don't have any errors. Okay, so to migrate, yes, start migration for all instances. We want to do the migrate the file that with table specifications. Okay, we will take that. We forget there are 20,000 data here and it is if we want to we 100% shall be not 5. Of course, we know which we migrated. Here is equipment database main transaction table type. Okay, I will enter my ID over here by my ID and so that you can also see it. That is the called loading template. Okay, we can see the location. So the load it has been loaded which we maintain here. Okay, in application perform. This is the migration which we performed just now after migrating objects that tables table or no. These are applications being currently used in place of LTMC from 2021 version onwards. SAP S4HANA